What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the FTL channel. I'm Billy Perry. Today I'm going to teach you how to do a hang 5, and if you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe and the notification button down below. We're going to be doing how-to videos every week. Let me know what you guys want to see next in the comments. We have the manual, the bunny hop, the 180, 360, all those good ones out already, so let me know what else you guys want to see. But today we're focusing on the hang 5. The hang 5 I wouldn't say is a beginner level trick, it's more intermediate level, but it's a great trick to learn to expand into other tricks and lines. It's just an all-around fun trick to have. I do them all the time. For me, it's much easier than a nose manual. It's almost like when you learn it, it's a manual. It's all about finding that balance point. And once you're locked in, you're locked in. You pretty much figure it out. It's just a great feeling once you figure this trick out, and it makes sense right then and there when you find your balance point and you just cruise. But I'm going to show you guys everything you need to know how to learn this trick and how to progress it and do other tricks out of it. Basically, you want to find out which foot for you is more comfortable going on the front peg. For most people, it's the foot that they ride forward. So I ride right foot forward, so my foot that I'm going to put on the front peg is my right foot. Some people, it's their left foot, and they do left foot and then left foot on the front peg. And some people are the complete opposite, where they'll do the back foot. Don't recommend learning the back foot, because when you learn how to hop into this trick, it just makes it a little bit more awkward. Hang 5 whiplashes might be a little bit harder to learn too if you're looking to do those down the line. Balance point is almost the position where you feel like you're falling too far forward, and it's gonna be a little uncomfortable at first. But once you get a little comfortable in that position, it's gonna all make sense. You're gonna just start balancing and going for as long as you can. But in order to learn how to find your balance point, you're gonna want to learn how to fall over the bars, because you don't want to get tangled up in the bike, and then that's how you flip over the bars and get tangled, and it's not good at all. You're gonna get some injuries. So what you need is a helmet and what I recommend is a nice flat surface with nothing around. Something with lines helps too. We're in like a abandoned basketball court right now. A really good place to learn this would also be a tennis court that has nice, fresh, smooth ground, so if you fall, you're not gonna get any, cuts and scrapes from the loose rocks. Also, another place to learn would be like a running track. It has a soft, smooth surface, so you fall over, it's like almost like playground material. That also offers a little bit of resistance, so you can get nice and locked in the balance point. I recommend that for nose manuals too, but we don't have that at our disposal today, so I'm going to show you in a basketball court and then take it over to the skate park. So finding your balance point and learning how to flip over the bars. Like I mentioned, hang 5 is you have one foot on the peg, another foot dangling, your seat is going to be in your ass and your arms are going to be locked, and you're going to be balancing with your other foot, and you're going to have your weight centered over the bike. So you have like 50% of your weight on the peg that you're standing on, and the other 50% is just straight over the bike and your left foot balancing. If you put all your weight on that one peg, you're going to fall to the side. Try and think of like going straight, everything weight distributed straight forward, straight over the bike, even though you have one foot balancing what seems to be like all your weight on the peg. It's not the case. 50-50 distribution. And your arms locked straight, chest over the bars. You can look like a few feet in front of you. I wouldn't look all the way down, because then you don't know where you're going, and that's not a great place to look when you're balancing. And I wouldn't look all the way like this, because then you have no idea what's going on under you. So if you look a few feet in front of you, you have a good peripheral vision of your bike, your feet, everything going on in front of you. Let me show you guys how to find your balance point and flip over the bars, because you have to know how to flip over the bars. If you don't, you're gonna get hurt. So let me show you what I did. And I actually didn't know how to do this for a long time. When I learned this trick, I would do this, and I don't recommend doing this, but it did work for me. Where you hang 5 and you kind of just like run out of it, and that's not good, because you see how my bike flipped over. I got a lot of pegs and pedals to the back of my leg. Horrible feeling. So absolute necessary to learn in my eyes is to do the flip over the bars, and I'll show you how to do that. You're going to be in a position that feels a little bit too far forward, like this. Just push your bike down and a little leap over. It's not that much. It's just basically stepping over your bike and pushing down. You don't want to get tangled up by kicking your bars. You're going to need to learn that, because in order to find your balance point, you're going to be letting your bike drop a lot backwards and letting your bike drop a lot forwards, because that balance point is the most crucial part of learning this trick, is finding that spot where you're comfortable just cruising along. So you guys may have saw me hop into the hang 5 at first. You don't need to know how to do that to learn this trick. How to ease into this trick is you put that foot that you feel comfortable on the front peg while you're cruising at a nice comfortable speed. Put that on the peg, and then you transition your weight forward. And I'll show you what I mean. Nice comfortable speed, put on the peg, push forward, balance with the other foot, and just look in front of you. Some of you guys are probably a little bit on the smaller side, so this is not going to work for everybody. It's a little bit hard for me too because my seat's pretty high. But since my seat's high, my bike isn't as steep as it would be if I didn't have a high seat. So my balance point, I would say, is somewhere around here. I don't know, you guys can see better if I do it here, but my body would always stay the same regardless of where my bike is. So where I feel comfortable is right here. You can learn how to find your balance point by putting your foot down if you're tall enough. This isn't gonna work for everybody, but it could work for you. Get that seat nice and tucked in right there. Tiptoe on your other foot, and then just kind of like swing your leg. And you're not gonna balance for a while because it's very hard to balance stationary, but you'll get that feeling of being a little bit out of your comfort zone, a little bit far forward, arms locked straight, seat back, sitting on your seat, just like that. And that might work for you, it might not. So I'm gonna show you guys a few different ways of how to learn this trick. But basically it's repetition, repetition, practice. That's with any trick that requires a balance point, a manual, a nose manual, one-footed nose manual, anything balance required, it takes a lot of practice. Once you find your balance point and get comfortable with it, it's just gonna click, and then you'll be hang fiving for miles. So another thing that is gonna happen a lot is your bike is just gonna fall back down. I'll show you what I mean, but I was watching Alex try this before. He can't hang five, so I'm trying to teach him how to do this as well during this video. Is when you go to get into the hang five, your bike just drops back down. And you're basically just not letting it get into that position of feeling like you're too steep, because that's where your balance point's gonna be, and I'll show you what I mean. You're gonna really notice that that other foot that is dangling is a huge factor of balancing. And I've noticed some of my most desperate hang fives, my left foot is just like this and my body's moving all over the place trying to keep that balance point, but it really will. The dangling foot will keep you balanced. So I'll show you like a very sloppy hang five, but balancing with it. So you can use your leg and your chest to just really keep that balance point. And I'm telling you guys, the balance point is that point where it's just gonna be a little bit uncomfortable to be in until you learn it. It's almost, if you ever caught a football or a baseball where you bring it in, or you catch a baseball, you kind of like, you don't just jab it. Or if you try and do a kendama, you don't jab it, you have to like nestle it in. It's the same thing grabbing the seat, you don't just go like this, because then it just sends you forward or it'll just fall right back. So you have to gradually like caress it in almost. Since we're focused on the seat part of this, two no's are, don't have the seat like this, where it's almost on your tailbone. That's not a balance point. Your knee will be too bent and you're not gonna get locked in. Another thing is, don't just try and go like this, because your bike's gonna be flying all over the place. This is a no-no, because the bike will just, it's necessary to catch it and just have it locked, sitting on the seat while you're balancing, because if not, bike will be flying everywhere, or it will just be an uncomfortable position where your knee is too far bent and you're too far forward and you're not actually in the balance point. And it just takes repetition, repetition, keep trying it, and you'll get it. Moving forward, as you're starting to get the hang five a little bit down more, instead of doing the foot on the peg and then whipping it up like this, a better way, a cleaner way to do it, and a better way that your pedals will stay straight. Because every time I've noticed when I've done the thing where I put my foot on the peg first, my back foot's still on the pedal, it drops the pedals to this position, which is almost impossible to catch clean. A cleaner transition to get into the hang five would be hopping into it. It's the same rules apply, the same rules apply for this. It's a gradual, just push forward, but you're gonna be transitioning from your pedals to your peg and your body at the same time. So I'm going straight right now, but I'm going to do a gradual carve to the left. Keep an eye on my arm and my front wheel. Just gradual cruising, and I'm going to get a little tighter of a carve. Carving, you can go either way. It's just whichever way you lean. You guys will figure that out pretty easily once you get the hang five dialed. There's a few variations of the hang five. There's the hang nothing, the hang 10. There's the pedal five, which I forgot all about that one. Do fakie hang fives, you can do hang five whiplash rewind. Pretty much do whatever you want with this trick. This is the pedal five. Personally, it's not my favorite one. I don't think it looks the greatest, but some people prefer it. It's when your one foot is on the pedal and the other foot is on the peg. So this is the hang 10 variation where you have 2 feet on the pegs. You're hanging 10 toes off the front peg. It's a surfer move, but some people prefer this one. The hang nothing is the most abrupt one to get into if you hop into it straight. But you can cheat and do a hang 5 and then take both feet off at the same time. But it's when both feet are hanging off. We got a whole class here going on now. We got Shmoney teaching everyone. There you go. There you go. Yo. There you go. There you go. That was it. Yo. So I hope you guys enjoyed the How to Hang 5 and took something from it. If I missed anything, please let me know in the comments. And if any of you guys need help, comment down below. I'll try and help you. And if you guys can offer any tips to anybody down below, that'd be great too. But as always, I appreciate it. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Peace out, guys.